One thing I like about Jeffy is he was kind of the guy that everyone warned me about the most when I first joined up with RSD, and gave me the most asterisks to, I suppose. And then he's also kind of the one guy that I kind of connected with right away the most as well. So that's kind of why I wanted to bring him in to talk to you guys. So what do you think about Vegas pickup, I guess? And then so we'll do a couple things. I want to do social circle game. I want to do Vegas pickup, and then we'll break down your footage. And I want to hear kind of very Jeffyism type topics about it. And then we'll kind of talk about how we can gel two potentially different styles and show you that the results are what really matter anyway.
Vegas pickup. Well, I mean, in many ways, I think a lot of people get the impression that it's easier. You see a lot of these comments on forums and so forth. This footage was in Vegas. It's easy there. You know, now I will say it's very easy to like pull a girl out of a club here. But what tends to, in my experience at least, be the speed bump is the logistical issues. Because almost every girl that's visiting here from fucking Wichita, Kansas on her little penis straws party or whatever the fuck they're probably broke as fuck, so they're staying 5 girls in a room and there's nowhere to pull except this disgusting ice box or whatever the bathroom, the ice room, whatever you're talking about. But unless
Derek's pool location.
Unless you're saying like in the Wynn or something like that, and you can just yank them right up. So for me, here I want to find, like normally I kind of almost hold off on figuring out what the logistical situation is until I'm like well hooked and so forth. But here I'll almost like go for that immediately so I don't waste fucking time. Because in my opinion, the one commodity that you have in this game is not like respect, disrespect, my ego, this is all bullshit, it means nothing. The one commodity you have is your time. Tick, 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 tick. On any given night, there's a finite number. Well, not really here because it's 24 hours a day. I remember one year, you guys remember Ryan, the instructor? Little Turkish dude who everyone thinks is Indian for whatever reason, some brown guy. But whatever, one year, he didn't pull on some night out. So he just ended up like circling the casino floor until like 9:30 or 10 a.m. until he finally pulled. He's like, I'm just not going to sleep until I fuck. And he just did it. And you can do that here because it never ends. I mean, there's a dip. There's like a lull between like 6 and like 9:45, and then it's like again. And you know what I love about this place is you will never, I mean, how many guys here are from like a small municipality, small town of like, 500,000 people or less? So there you may run into issues of, you're that fucking weirdo. Oh, there's that guy that fucking gropes the bitches and storms the ramparts or whatever every weekend, doing weird shit, uncalibrated shit, making a fool of himself, getting a reputation, quote unquote, possibly getting 86 from various venues. Here, that's never gonna fucking happen, right? That's unless you are like an actual sociopath rapist or something, right? And
not either or.
Is anyone in here a sociopath? Is anyone in here a sociopath rapist? Okay, fantastic. So you probably won't have many difficulties. And the thing is, yeah, you will see girls out like over the course of a week. You'll see her out at XS the following night at Marquee, whatever, what have you. But come Sunday, it's a whole new crop that knows nothing about your cringy antics the week prior, right? So again, you can really, it kind of is like the ultimate Pokemon Stadium arena. You can go very, very hard here and make a fool of yourself, make mistakes, But of course, the thing about making mistakes is, it's fine to make mistakes, but are you learning from them or not? In every city, whether it's Vegas, Chicago, LA, New York, whatever, every city in these like pickup circles, there's one guy. There's one guy who's been going out for 8 fucking years and he still sucks. And he's doing the same creepy shit. Okay, that guy, you may be that guy and not even know it. In San Francisco, he's called Bruce. His name is Bruce, and he hangs out on Polk Street, and he's been doing the same overly aggressive, creepy shit for fucking 8 years. And there's even like this little alley off the main street, and we call it Bruce Alley, because he Bruce hides in the fucking alley, and then like bitches come by and he's like, yeah, like Oscar the fucking Grouch coming out of his little rape trash can, pops out and like tries to lure girls in this fucking alley. Does this guy get laid from time to time? Of course. It's just a pure numbers game for this dude. But what do you think is at the heart of this guy's inability to improve? Yeah, well, he gets plenty of feedback. I've been telling this motherfucker you suck for years. but like, you're creepy as shit, get the fuck out of here. Like, you know, because the thing is, he doesn't take advice. He will not take feedback. He will not, I don't even know it's that. He might just be stupid. It might be a combination of ego and lack of intelligence, or maybe he just will not put himself on the cross. You know, that's the thing. I'm always like, dude, where am I fucking up? What am I doing wrong? Even today, like, if I go out, especially in like the first couple sets of the night, I'll be like, I have a tendency to go about 10, 15% too much, what do you call it, high off your own supply, so to speak. Like, where I can see I'm a little much for her. I'm like, yeah, Jeff Allen. And she's like hair blown back. I'm like, and they look at me like I'm a fucking alien and then walk off. And I'm like, okay, 10 to a 7, Jeff. Boom. And then I can be more relatable and go forward. But again, so I think that's like a key element. And of course, the fact that you guys are here at Immersion, you know, doing things of this nature, reviewing footage. By the way, how many guys here have had their footage reviewed in Immersion thus far?
Thank you.
Yes. This is Immersion, correct? Is that what you call this? How many guys in here have had their footage reviewed by this guy or someone else on the team? None? I thought you did this shit.
Yeah, who did we just review? Dave. Did he bounce?
Okay, so whatever. So anyway, in any case, you probably will at some point, but
he's about to. So.
When you do, what you will see is this. Because when I recorded a hot seat in 2011, and when I recorded this more recent hot seat, I had this experience. Not as much more recently, because I'm a lot more grounded now. I'm a lot older too. But back when I did it in like 2010, you watch yourself on video. Have you ever heard yourself on like audio and been like, is that what I sound like?
Yeah.
You know, it's a very similar phenomenon where you kind of like, you'll see yourself fucking sucking, like cringe city, and you're like, ooh, yikes. Like that's, ooh, Jesus. Like saying these really like needy things, doing like, you know, not seeing signs, things of that nature. And you're like, that is not me. Like, because in your mind, you have a way that you see yourself at your best, right? You're like, when I'm at my best, I'm this character, I'm cool, like people like me, da-da-da. And you're like, that's not me. You see yourself kicking ass, having success. You're like, okay, that's the me I see in my mind. So you discard these behaviors and you move over here. You go out some more, film some more. You know, audio works too. You know, film's obviously a little bit better because you can see like the facial reactions, the micro expressions of, you know, the emotional reaction, et cetera, et cetera. But in any case, so you go out again, same thing happens, same fork happens. Discard, move a little over here, a little over here. That keeps happening until you finally just kind of take on those characteristics, you know, almost unconsciously when you're in the field. Now, granted, you know, if you're not going out a lot, sometimes it can take a little while to shake that rust off. Like for example, I hadn't been going out for like about a year, or maybe even 2, because I had been recording, or rather doing mostly online for research for the, you know, to execute the program. But when I finally did start going out hardcore, how long do you think it took me to shake that rust off?
A week.
About a week, yeah. Because the thing is, like, a lot of guys get scared. Well, what if I have to do a business thing? What if I have to go on a trip or like an extended thing where I'm not going to be able to game? Is it going to go away? I mean, you will lose the sharpness to see windows of opportunity and things of that nature, and like just that fucking sharp, crispy hitting, like boom. But it comes back really quickly. It really is kind of like riding a bike in many ways. So once, and again, you guys are committed to being here for an extended period of time. I'd say that being here and going out, it's, what's that shit? You guys know Dragon Ball Z? What's that shit they go in that's like, it extends the time?
Hyperbolic time chamber.
Yeah, the hyperbolic time chamber.
You answer that?
Yeah, you go in there for like a day. It's like you've been in there for like a month. You know, so it's kind of, yeah, it's a lot more accelerated learning just because of the volume and the intensity of it. And, you know, again, like I said, it really teaches you logistics is king. The girls will pull so easy here, I found. How many guys like pulled multiple times in the night? Here, where you pull, and then she doesn't fuck, you're like, damn it, okay, try again. Back in excess, pull another. Like I had one time I pulled 4 times, and on the 4th one she finally fucked. You know, without like running away, getting a call from the friends, whatever. To the point where when I go back home in San Francisco, I go for the pull, and I'm like talking to her for 10 minutes. I'm like, all right, let's go. The fuck? Like, why isn't she pulling? Like, confused. So, again, is it entirely transferable to back home? Maybe not, but again, I find that when you're gaming here and you go back home, in many ways, it's like you were lifting heavy fucking weights, and then you go back home, and it's like, especially when like the familiar environments where you might know the bartenders a little more and stuff like that, you have social proof there. It looks like a child's fucking toy. Like, put the square peg in the square hole, like derp the dee. You're like, oh, wow. So I think it's a very valuable experience. Kudos to everyone for like taking the initiative to, take charge of this and be here. Certain places, like in San Francisco, for example, on Monday night, Q Bar, it's a gay bar, and it's one of the better venues to go to because, it's Monday. There's not a lot. San Francisco's a very sleepy town. It's very difficult during the week to find places to go out that are even halfway decent. So, hell, on the weekends, it's difficult to find places that are decent. But, if you go to Q Bar, I'll go out there with Evil Jimmy and shit. And, like, the gay dudes, they will, if they like you, they'll be your best wingman. They'll, like, literally tell the girls, they'll be like, oh, honey, you gotta fuck him. Like, they'll, like, advocate for you. But the lesbians will fucking swing on your ass. They will fucking fist punch your fucking face.
Because they look at you as competition.
They will punch you in the fucking face. Not even like a slap, like a boom, like a fucking like Mike Tyson uppercut and shit. Like you're like literally ducking and weaving and shit. I remember one time, Evil Jimmy, he's like hitting on this chick's girlfriend. He's like whoa, he like slips the fucking punch, and then he like disappears in the crowd. He finds the girlfriend when she's like separated from her in the crowd. He's like, come here, and he like just fucking sneaks her the fuck out and fucks her. Evil Jimmy, that's why he's called evil. But yeah, are there any gay bars here?
There are. Yeah.
They're
There
all
used to be
gay.
one called Crave, and it got turned into Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, sweet.
So how do you handle indoor loud nightclubs?
I don't. I really don't go to those, and there's several reasons for that. One is because this is my profession, and I'm doing this literally every weekend for the past 13, 14 years now, and your voice begins to give out, especially if you're doing a free tour hot seat, speaking for 9 hours, going out immediately after for another 6, screaming at people and doing a debrief. Literally on Sundays, Tyler and my voices will be thrashed to the point where we cannot speak. We have to gesture to the cab driver in order to make him understand we want to go to the local international airport. So we tend to avoid. That's why one reason I think Tyler loves Street Game is because of it saves the voice. Secondly, I think Omni has terrible feng shui. I would go there if I was on mushrooms to stare at the pretty chandelier. But generally, I think it's a pretty shitty club for pickup. Just because it's like the most popular club does not mean it's good for game. Because if you're trying to game a girl and you're just getting fucking elbow fucked every fucking 4 seconds, the girl's gonna be like, what? It's just too chaotic. I'd like a place where I can at least drag her to the side and fucking work. You know what I mean? Now, granted, if you have a table, think about Omni, it's very table-centric, I feel. If you have a table there, that could be good, but you have to know how to run table game, too. That's a whole separate fucking thing, too. I personally don't like it. I don't like to be stuck there and like have to, watch for these bottle rats coming stealing your shit. I mean, granted, if you're getting like a comp table, you don't give a fuck. Who cares?
I hate tables.
But I don't like being stuck there. And I think a lot of the times what you'll see is it gives guys a weird. Sometimes I've had situations where the student's like, I'll get the table. Let's just get a table. I'm like, no, fuck that. But the table, because the thing is, a lot of times these girls will just come up, drink your shit, peace. You know what I mean? You think you're getting like, oh, they're sitting with me. Like, thanks, chump. We're fucking drunk. Now we're gonna go fuck the promoter. Half the dudes you see with those girls at those tables, they don't know those girls.
Oh, way more than
probably
that.
85, 90%.
In Vegas, it's
I used to
way more
think how many of you thought that they came with those girls? They don't.
Stop.
You know what happens? Explain what happens.
With those tables or what?
And the girls.
Well, I mean, okay, so there's people that work for the clubs that bring those girls to the table.
Like, hey man, Saudi Prince, DJ Khaled, where the fuck? Like, what kind of girls do you like? Oh, I like this kind of girl. Okay, I'll be right back. Come on, ladies, meet fucking so and so. Boom, sit them down, drink all their shit, and then they fuck the promoter at the end of the night.
Half the guys just left the room to go become promoters. So, no, I mean, here's the thing, right?
That blew my mind though. I used to think that too. Oh, they're with these guys.
Yeah, I mean, the first time I realized it, Vegas is a good wake-up call to a lot of things. I mean, I first realized it when I was talking to a girl. This was in Hayes. It was the old Jewel. And I'd be talking to girls, and on a Thursday night, it was the best venue I've ever seen in my life. I was talking to this blue-eyed brunette. I mean, it's like my perfect flavor, right? This Hispanic girl, blue eyes and brunette. Maybe olive skin, maybe half black, half white. I was talking to her, and I was like, maybe 45 minutes into the interaction, and a big, like 6'4" Samoan dude amogged me in 5 seconds or less. He just said something to her, and then she just left. And it happened maybe 15 times, 20 times that night. And I was like, dude, what are you saying? This is working so good. And this is way before I knew that, cocaine dealers and promoters got more sex than anybody. And I was like, bro, what are you saying to her? He's like, oh, here's my card. And on the card, it said girl guy. And I was like,
That's what they call him.
I'm confused.
Girl guy.
His professional job, he's got a 401k from the Omnia company, at the time it was Light Group or whatever. Then his job said girl guy. He was the girl guy, meaning he would take the girls from guys like you and then bring them to guys that he thought mattered more. And I was like, oh, wow, this is crazy. It completely changed my opinion on everything. Because I love the bar. I love going to the bar. I love picking up girls at the bar. I didn't really like the hallways or the dance floor. The bar for me was where I lived. You could lock in easily. There's this easy conveyor belt of pussy. But then I realized, wait, every attractive girl, no wonder they're not at the bar or the dance floor. There's people that are paid 50, 75 grand a year to beat me every night. So I'm not going to be able to compete with that at all. I don't like tables. I don't like table game. I get so bored at that shit, right? But the whole point is, if I want to succeed, I want to win. So what am I going to do? I'm going to do the things that are going to cause me to win, meaning table game. I'm not. I don't like sitting at tables.
Yeah, what's the difference of that? Because a lot of guys are probably like, well, if I have the table, how do I work it without being like the chump that gets peeled by the fucking guy?
Yeah, so a lot of ways to work it. So the biggest debate I've had, so then after I talk about this, we should discuss how to get the table in the first place, because, if you have the amount of money I would need to be able to buy tables all of the time, I don't even know if it's possible to achieve that kind of income. I don't know.
Warren Buffett or some shit.
Maybe then I would buy tables all the time. Maybe.
You need a hit single. You need a pop single.
Something. Even then, I couldn't even be in. If I had reality TV show money, there's no way I would buy tables all the time. I don't know what it would be in order for me to find that it's worth it. But at the same time, I'm at a table every night of the week, no matter what city I'm in. 100% of the time. All my boot camps, I'm at tables. Because I realized that table game is a way to it's a high impact thing that you can do. It's like the company Accenture, right? They're a business development company. It's like taking that and applying it to your game and realizing, wait, there's high leverage things you can do. Just do this, you'll do less and get higher results. So when you're at the table, the way table game works is you have to first define for yourself, is the table for opening or is the table for closing? Okay, once you define is the table for opening or for closing, then you can actually make your progression. It's kind of like a guy who isn't sure if he's good at attraction building or comfort building and just kind of randomly says jokes and then randomly tries to pull. It's better if you know that, hey, you're a more crass guy, you're more edgy, you're going to build attraction more. So what do you have to do? You have to offset it with some rapport building, some commonalities. Whereas if you're somebody who's kind of more the guy who's being friend zoned a lot, you need to add a little bit more edginess to you. Okay? The same thing is true with the table game. Are you using the table as a crutch because you have approach anxiety? Then you're using the entire thing the wrong way. Meaning, do you have that table and are you just waiting for girls to come by and you're just opening them to the table?
This is why I developed an aversion to, especially running table game on a boot camp, because I remember one time I had it, and then the next night I was like, okay, tonight I want you moving girls around, because again, just moving them around the venue is great, because what does that do?
Those are poor.
Well, you're building like a yes ladder.
Massive compliance.
Right, a yes ladder. If she'll move 2 feet to the left with you, or she'll go to the bar with you or go to the dance floor with you, then at the end of the night when you're like, sco, she's much more likely to just sco, right? So to speak. She's done it before, she's moved around with you before. So I said that, okay, tonight I want you to move the girls around. And the previous night they had the table. So one of the students goes, how do I do that without the table? Because you know what I mean? He's like, come to the table and they'll just go. So now he's like, how do I do it without the table? So again, to me, it kind of teaches the wrong things in a lot of ways. But like he's saying, you can't rely on that, right?
Yeah, the thing is, you can't. That's kind of the best part of a game, right? Is you can't rely on anything, right? I take table games similar to when I first learned breaking rapport or attraction building, or when you first start learning to be edgy. What do? You see how well it works, so you overdo the shit out of it. You're like, wait, 1 tease works. What about 10 teases? Oh, that works better. 1,000 teases.
Like an incessant stream of teasing.
Just bam, 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 bam. It's like, wait, cocky funny works. What about really cocky and a little bit funny? Extra cocky, and eventually you're just a cock, and it's not working. So table game, for me, it's a matter of wait. For me, it's like my entire game is based on a higher barrier to entry game. Meaning, what's the highest barrier to entry thing that I can do, and the rest is going to be a lot easier. So when I do table game, my goal is to spend the least amount of money on the table and get to the best table as possible. And I laugh because I can't say it in there because there's obviously a lot of like staff that work here and they're friends with all the staff outside. So it's like it's another reason why I like doing immersion because I can't teach. I want to teach table game up there during my talk, but I can't because I was like, oh, there's all this staff here. I didn't mean for the staff to be in the back. So I'm like, wait, I can't do the table naper drill because they'll all just be mad at me and talk about what I'm doing to all their friends. So I have all these openers. I have a whole shtick about table game. Because here's the thing: if you do table game properly, you won't actually have to do a lot of the rest of the game that you would normally have to do. Because there's a lot of assumed value, a lot of assumed rapport because you're both at the same table, especially if it's not yours. So the number one key for table game is make it not yours. Like the couple times in my life that I have bought the table, it's never been mine.
Yeah,
I've said it was my buddies.
Even if it is.
Yeah, so like when we did...
My buddies, Rich, some fucking chud.
Yeah.
Drinking shit.
So when exactly. So when we did table game in LA, a few of us, right? I told all those girls, it's not mine. I barely even know whose it is. I don't know why I'm even sitting here. I think I tipped with my my food stamps, my government issued cheese. I don't even, we're gonna go to a strip club after this, and I'm not gonna be able to make it rain. I'm gonna make it hail. I'm gonna throw pennies and quarters. I hope she ducks because I can't afford this shit. So the more that you emphasize that, there's this cognitive dissonance in your mind, in their minds rather, where you're getting all this cool shit to happen to you, but it's not yours. It's like confused. You're wearing the cut off sleeve shirt with the headband, the Jordan I'm wearing my my weird
jorts.
No, they're not jorts, they should be. I'm wearing like a swimsuit. I'm wearing a swimsuit to the club and I don't I'm wearing a Nick Coe shirt. I'm wearing like Luke shorts and I'm wearing shoes that cost more than my car payment. Like cuz I make girls buy me shoes for gifts. I think it's funny to wear Jordans. And I don't know anything about them. So the point is I'll go to somebody's table and sit like this at the table, and there's so much assumed value, especially when you look like retards like us. Like imagine us sitting at a dance floor table at Marquee. What do you think those girls are gonna think?
This guy's probably like, no, like he's.
Thanks, fucker. They're handsome, six pack, funny.
No, like they're probably thinking like, why is this guy there? Is he a drug dealer? They'll probably think we're drug dealers, to be honest. I get approached for cocaine several times a night.
I've gotten several times requests in the past few minutes.
I do have a cocaine simulator on my phone now. It's just a picture of lines of cocaine. I pretend to chop it up with a straw. If you have Android, you can get an actual cocaine simulator where you like snort it up and you get like better straws the more you snort and stuff like that. But
shut up.
Yeah,
Go
it's true.
fuck yourself. Are you
but
serious?
yes, for Android only.
That's
Apparently,
alone.
yes, the ghost of Steve Jobs will not permit such an app on his Apple Store. But it's funny because like you're saying like even if it's your table, you'll say it's not. Well, Evil Jimmy, James, you've met him probably undoubtedly several times, my wingman in San Francisco. This guy, he will just, he will just bum rush people's fucking table. Like that, he's so obnoxious about it, he'll just sit down at fucking tables, man. That's how, he doesn't even pay for drinks. The way that he does it, he just, boom, runs, he'll just sit at some guy's table, throw his arm around, like, hey man, pour himself a drink, he's like, Vegas, man. And then just fucks off. He's like a girl. He's like a fucking girl.
He's like a girl that won't put out.
Yeah, and well, he will put out, and yeah, he he will put out. Speaking of STDs, he's got a lot of them. He's a walking zoological garden of STDs. In fact, I told him one time, he's like, shit, man, I got the gonorrhea again. I'm like, motherfucker, you got the clap so much they call it applause. and you know what he said? He's like, more like standing ovation. I was like, shit. But that dude is funny.
It's like a new Pokemon. He's trying to catch them all.
Yeah, exactly. He's a fucking strange dude. Because I remember one time we were here, and he didn't have an ID because he ruined his ID because he always loses his keys, and so he has to break into his house with his ID. That fucks up the ID. He can't get a new ID sent to him because he lives in a legal in-law apartment where he can't get mail. So he then came to here and he tries to get into excess with a massage license. And they're like, no, what is this? He's like, it's issued by a municipal government. And they're like, no, dude, no. He's like, come on, man. Like, Daddy's like, come on, man, bring Junior out. Like, brings the fucking dude out.
But there's always a junior that works at every club.
And it's like the head dude. He comes out, he's like, what's this all about? He's like, come on, man, dude. He's like, no. He's like, no. Like talking to him for like 10, 15 minutes, just won't shut up. And then finally he's like, come on, man, I got my hair did, I got my nails done. And the guy kind of starts to chuckle. He's like, nah, man. He's like, look, come on, man, I'm gonna be quiet as a church mouse. I'm not gonna be drinking, I'm not gonna be grabbing girls, I'm not gonna be getting in fights, I'll be best behavior. He's like, fine, dude, whatever. It just lets him in. He goes and he proceeds to immediately do all of those things. Like stealing the drinks, groping every bitch that walks by, getting in a fight with some dude. He gets in a fight with some dude. They both get kicked out, like over a girl, of course. They both get kicked out. And when they kick you out, they like, look, get your ID so they know.
In Vegas, it's a real kick out.
Yeah, it's like a real kick out. They want to put you in the
thing.
system and all that. So like, let's see your ID. He's like, I don't have one. They're like, how'd you get in here? He's like,
Massage.
He's like, I don't know. He's like, I don't know. They're like, get the fuck out of here, motherfucker. Like, so yeah, but that guy, like, I think a lot of what that guy, it's refuge in audacity, and I think that's a big part of like the shit that we do is just, we take refuge in audacity. We do things that are so audacious that they almost can't believe it's fucking real. Like if you go into cafeteria, a restaurant, and you start like taking food off people's plate and eating it, what's likely to happen?
You're gonna get kicked out.
They're gonna stand up and punch you in the fucking face. Nothing. You'll just let some fucker eat your food. Okay, drink your milkshake, whatever. So, but if you run in there in like a fucking Uncle Sam costume with sparklers coming off your head in a wheelbarrow and going, there's no time to explain. Put the food in here. Put the food in here. And like running through, people will probably be like, what the is this? They won't do anything because it's so fucking ridiculous. Is this making sense to you? Yeah. So again, a lot of you guys are so bound by like social convention. Like, and again, taking this to a more relatable thing. I mean, again, how many people in here have or still do think that when people talk to you, you have an obligation to respond logically? Like if someone asks you a question, you should respond logically.
Or respond at all.
Or respond at all, right? How many people think the things you say to a girl need to make sense? Most of you probably do. I know you're not, I'm fucking transcended. No, you motherfucker. I see you, motherfucker. I see you motherfuckers out there, and you're saying, oh, well, I should act like this. This is the normal way someone would act. Like, look, dude, again, professional communication is concise. If you go to your work and you're like, good evening, and like your boss is like, what's the report? What's the fucking scores from last month? You're like, I'm Chinese. I love balls. You're going to get fucking fired. You know what I mean? But if I go to a club and I say that to a girl, she's gonna fucking laugh. As opposed to like, good evening, ma'am. My name's Jeffrey. My profession is so and so, and I'd like to possibly look into having a relationship with you and bringing you into my life. And if I say that, what's more likely to work? That or I'm Chinese and I love balls?
I'm Chinese and I love balls.
Right, because it's low investment.
And it works.
It's low investment. It doesn't put pressure on the girl. And here's the biggest thing. Everyone's fucking bored. Just give them something different and give them an excuse to suck your dick. Make it easy for them. That's it.
Chinese balls.
I'm Chinese. I love balls.
I love
It's
it.
awesome. I mean,
It's
works.
awesome.
It works.
It works
Hey.
every time. No, it's not going to work every time, obviously. But
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do it to Asian.
Good.
yeah,
I had it.
that's actually a good. That's actually a good nuanced point.
So just so
Don't say I'm Chinese and I
be
love
ultra
balls to
clear.
Asian girls.
Don't. Yeah, it doesn't work.
By the way, one of my
It's
favorite
been field tested.
one of my favorite things to say when I'm doing a poll is okay. One of the weirdest things about game, and I don't like this. This is one of the things I don't like that it works. When you're doing a poll, I will, as you saw if you were at my talk on Tuesday, I'll just say a lot of gibberish shit. I'll be like, where are we going? Oh yeah, sabba-doo-doo. Anyway, blah, 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 and just keep walking. Oh yeah, this way, it's cool. This way, it's cool. And then just plow it under and say gibberish. But if they start to kind of like hem and haw, we'll do what we call hypno lines. You ever heard of that?
No.
Hypno lines is where I'll just repeat nonsensical shit over and over and over until it becomes real. Right? I'll be like, 2 minutes, it's cool, we'll be back in 10 minutes. I know the bouncer, he'll let us in. My friend will drive you home, it's cool, 2 minutes. No, it's fine. Stop thinking, it's fine. Adventure, you've never done something like this before, do it. Adventure, trust me, I'm white. Trust me, I'm white, it's fine. Like, again, by the way, that line works better if you're not white, okay? So, like literally, I'll just be like, 2 minutes, stop thinking. It makes it better. Like literally just say that shit over and over and over and over. And it just becomes real. It just becomes real.
About 15 to 20 times. And
I
no
learned
matter
that
what the situation just becomes real.
I learned that shit from Julian. He'll just say the same shit over to us. Stop thinking. Makes it better. It's fun. Everyone hates me here. I hate it here. We have to leave. 10 minutes. You've never done something like this before. Do it. Adventure. Back in 10 minutes. Like repeat the shit over and fucking over and over. And it just becomes real.
It's like the most concise NLP.
Tell your friends to go or let's go pull another bitch. That's a pretty hardcore one. A lot of guys are like, does that work? Sometimes they'll fuck off, but they would have fucked off anyway, most likely.
Any game concept I like to change from it works sometimes to enough times, right? Because it works sometimes, but enough times it doesn't matter. You don't need it to work all of the time. You just need it to work a couple of the times, right?
I forget who said this to me, but he's like, it doesn't need to be pretty. It just needs to work. It's binary.
I mean, that's a quote for a lot of things, right? I mean,
It either works or it doesn't.
yeah. There's so many nights over the years that I've gone out, and I don't remember I've definitely been, drinks thrown in my face. I've definitely been, had a really upsetting night. I don't remember I remember a couple of those if they're really bad, but in general, I don't remember them. I just remember the nights that went really, really well. Okay, like you don't need everything to work. You need one thing to work per night to have better success than every one of your friends.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Like, guys, you say you have a bad night. It only takes one set to turn that shit around, man. Like, all it takes is one set. And here, if you keep going, you're bound to have one of those if you just do a lot of approaches. What does Tyler always say? Is he like better than you guys? No, we just fucking approach more.
Tyler, I won't say he's worse than every one of you.
He is pretty bad.
Like
to be honest.
horrible. Dude, the quantity of approaches that Owen
he is
does
pretty bad. Like,
is all of us times 2.
Yeah.
And he's the first one to say it, though.
I think, yeah, exactly. Like, I say that like free tour, people are like, oh, he's talking shit on. I'm like, no, that's from the horse's mouth, dog. I tend to play a more like safe game. A lot of guys think, oh, I'm the crazy Jeff. Like, no, dude, I'm like safe. Doing the safety dance, son. Like, like I'm fucking safety dance. Like, I go up, I'm like, hey, good evening, herp to derp to d, opener, start layering. Once I hook, start layering in statements of intent, start layering in physicality. Friends come in, ingratiate myself to the friends. Like, I play a very safe game. But that's because I have a high degree of emotional sensitivity. So over years and years of cultivating that. But so Owen, he doesn't have that. So what does he do? He'll go in very hard, and he'll like go in. You may have seen this. Like, oftentimes he'll open by just like picking the girl up over his shoulder. Now, if that works, it works great. She's like, this guy's the shit, so fun, amazing, dominant, etc. If it doesn't work, very, very difficult to recover from that. Now, granted, he is a master of calibrating after the fact. But
he pulls back hard.
Yeah, he'll be like, oh, sorry. I didn't mean to startle you. However, I did want to. Sorry. Canadian. So I didn't mean to startle you, and so he's great at that. But still, some girls are just gonna be like, get the fuck away from me. How dare you touch me in that manner without permission? And assault, all this shit. So again, he is great at dialing it back. But I've also seen him clear a bar in 10 minutes.
What?
Yeah, like blow out the whole fucking bar in 10 minutes and get kicked out.
And not know that it happened.
Not even realize he's kicked out. Like, they escort him out, and he's like, oh, durr, and he's like fucking goes. So the thing is, that's fine. Why is that fine for him though?
Because in his mind, it just keeps.
No, because he's traveling.
Oh.
He's traveling. Never gonna see these people again. Who gives a shit? We'll be back in a year. They won't remember. But for you guys to do that in your little hometown, just a small town douche, like fucking doing this shit, you're fucked. Now you're the fucking fucktard you're the village idiot. So again, be very, very careful with that stuff. But again, if it hits for him. And that's why a lot of times he likes to do street game. That's why we prefer to do a street game. Hit the casino floor. Hit those more chill areas. 2 reasons too. You're hearing. And by the way, if you guys are not employing earplugs out here, you're fucking dumb. You're really dumb. Probably worse than not using a condom. Well, debatable, but maybe comparable, because I've been doing this for fucking 14 years, and like, I do have a mild persistent tinnitus. Get the best earplugs you can get. You can get those $18 earpiece ones, EARPEACE piece, or you can get, if you really want the professional shit. The problem with those like little ones is oftentimes it distorts the sound of your own voice. So you don't know how loud you're speaking, and you can't hear the other girl, talk. Now, granted, half the time I don't give a fuck what she's saying, but just the gist and the emotional tonality of it. But a lot of times they'll be like, what? Because you think you're talking louder than you are. So if you really want to like go the pro shit and you're doing this consistently, it'll be one of those things after you get them, you'll be like, why didn't I get this shit years ago? You're like, dude, I'm so dumb.
And like for $50, you can get, I think it's like 30.
Well, the ones I have are
What are they?
They're like 28.
Yeah, the $28 ones.
Yeah.
Those are decent. But the ones that I got are now, they're like $250, but they're like the musician
Where you
ones.
can hear still what's
Yeah,
in
you
front of you.
can't see them at all. They're molded to your ear canal. So if you're interested in that, just go to Google, type in audiologist and your zip code, because you have to go to an audiologist. And they will inject your ear with silicone and like take a mold, send them in. You'll get the earplugs. They have a variety of like interchangeable plugs you can put in. I go with the -9 decibels. That's the best one because you can still hear what everyone's saying. It's probably clearer than without. in many situations. And you're not going to have that, like when you go to bed at night after the fucking, you know, everything's done and you're in the darkness alone, in the silence, you're not going to hear that ring, 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 you know, so save your health, man. I mean, it's for fucking health. You only get one set of fucking ears, right? So
Yeah, no, I'm fucked. I have crazy tinnitus. No, I mean, seriously.
fucked.
I'm super fucked on that.
we're like fucking Archer. We shot like guns in an enclosed space too.
in every
It's like
way, though, so it
mop,
works out.
mop.
I'm Archer in every way, though, so it works out.
Yes, in every way.
Let's talk about the table game for a second, because table game is, I look at that as like it's synonymous with high value game in general. Like whether it's a table in Vegas, a table in San Francisco, audio, Harlot, whatever it might be, it's all the same shit. It's just less levels that are involved to get there. We're going to a party in a couple weeks, and the party ends at midnight, and there's a club that starts at midnight to 2 a.m. But it's literally a 2-hour nightclub. Okay,
Which one's this?
It's called Argyle. I'll talk to you about it later. Basically, the club itself, I mean, there is no general admission. You either are at a table or you aren't allowed in the club. There is no in the middle. It's like at a lot of like New York clubs are this way, right? There is no, hey, let me pay $20 to $40 at the door. Let me talk to your girls, and then whatever. So use the fact that while you're in Vegas, these tables, it's like mini nightclubs that's practiced to get into high value areas. Because the easier that it is for you to do that and realize it doesn't cost any money. It's a couple jokes, a little bit of gregariousness, and you'll get that area. So when you do these tables, when you go to a club tonight, right? Who's going to? I think Marquee is the club most people are going to. Is that accurate? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you're going to Marquee. Raise your hand if you have no idea where you're going. Okay. Who's going somewhere else other than Marquee? There was like bad numbers involved here. Okay. Where are you guys going?
Hell.
Huh? Hakkasan? Okay, cool. You take a club like Marquee, for example, okay? The tables there's even the way the management looks at that nightclub, it's like a mini city in and of itself. There's all these different areas. If you look at the Marquee like it's one big mega Vegas nightclub, you're gonna kill yourself. The club is gonna just swallow you up. You have to realize each room is a separate nightclub in and of itself, and then each bar, they look at it like it's an entire separate nightclub. If you were
like a separate business.
Separate business entirely. Even the way they do their accounting, I mean, this gets a little bit deep, but even the way they do their accounting, it's like an entirely separate nightclub. So if they're going to look at it that way, you guys better look at it that way. So when I go to Marquee, I go to East Bar. Every night I go to Marquee, I go to East Bar. And I close almost every night I go to Marquee. Why? Because I have social proof at East Bar. I don't have social proof at whatever the other bars are because I don't know their names. But I fucked every Hispanic girl that works at East Bar. 100% of them. Okay? 100%. And if there's one that I haven't, that's on my next list. So I go for it. Okay? And the others all know it. It's this shtick. It's this thing that I have. Well, because East Bar to me is like a dive bar that Jeff might have in New York, or I mean in SF, or some little ultra lounge in New York. It's by itself. If you look at Vegas,
Is that the way upstairs?
It's upstairs. No, that's library.
Yeah.
That which is epic as well. I just happen to I'm kind of a sucker for views and scenic shit. And if you go outside of Marquee by the pool, it's kind of like it's a smaller version of Surrender. Which is why I like that area. And there just happens to be a lot of Hispanic girls that work there. Ideally, there's a couple half Brazilian, half Puerto Rican girls that work there, which are two of my favorite mixed into one. So I'm a big fan. So I'll go there, I'll talk to those girls, but it's to the point now where just mere exposure effect alone, mere exposure effects meaning they see me constantly at the same spot in the same area doing the same thing, builds so much rapport that when I do my straw thing, for example, they'll have straws already laid out with 8 straws shoved together. They'll literally have other girls. So the girls I've already had sex with will have other girls scoped out, and they're like, oh, there's one for you, there's one for you. As if it's this game.
What's the straw thing briefly?
Super briefly, I'll take a bunch. Anybody here do it before? It works so well for me. Yeah. Does it work well for you? Yeah, so I'll basically take a bunch of straws, I'll put them together, and I'll drink a girl's straw across the bar in one big mega straw while the girl who I'm talking to, and it ends up being like a 15-minute shtick where I'll get the girl involved in it, and she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, don't worry about it, keep talking. And then eventually...
Milkshake type shit.
Right, but I'm drinking it across the bar, right?
You know what would be cool, I think, if you found a bachelorette party, and you got a bunch of those dick straws, and then you took
dick straw version.
You did it with a dick straw, and you yeah, or you just carried around one dick straw, and you go up to it, and you're like,
kind of anything with a dick straw.
and just suck that fucking dick straw and suck her fucking drink her fucking milkshake.
So the problem with dick straws, right, is that the cocks are so much bigger than the balls. They're not proportional.
Yeah.
It's like these long straws and these little balls.
It's like some kind of
steroid.
It's like a steroid straw. Yeah, it's dope.
Yeah, a couple of one of the things about table game, right? Because it's such a Vegas thing. It just kills me when I see guys coming to. Who here's been to Summit more than twice? Anybody? No. Who's been to Summit 8 times or more? 10 times or more? No, okay.
It's existed 10 years.
The point I'm trying to make here is this, like, especially like a guy like you, right? Like, you should be walking into Marquee purely going to table 55. Okay, what's table 55? I have no idea. No fucking idea. I don't know. I lived in Cosmo for 6 months. Okay, one of my clients, he sold a company to Adobe, and he's like, hey, what do you do when you make $400 million? You gamble $450 million. So he's like, you want to like hang out with me? I'm like, sure. I don't have any of that, any of those millions of dollars. And he's like, it's okay. I happen to have 450 of them. Okay, so we lived in Cosmo, and he proceeded to fuck his way through every cocktail waitress for a couple of years. He had the entire floor of Cosmo. It's like the second or third year it opened. And the entire time, I proceeded to learn all the table numbers of Marquee, which was a more useful pickup skill than anything I've ever learned. When I knew literally the table layout of the entire club. That was better than any attraction builder I'd ever learned. Because every time I'd walk into Marquee, I'd just ask some random hottie, hey, where's table 47? Where's table 43? Oh, it's this way. But the fact that I knew the table number, it implied how many things to her. It implied that I had bought tables before. It implied that I'm high value. It implied that I'm somebody who's safe because I'd been there before. It did all the attraction stuff I was working to do by myself. And then she showed it to me. And oftentimes, I didn't even know who was actually there. And this was several years ago, so I forgot what all the tables are, right? I have table maps that we can send you guys on Telegram if you want, of all the table numbers of every single club and everything. But to this day, I'll go into Marquee and I'll get in the elevator, right? And there's a guy in there, he calls himself the hyphy meter guy. Right? He's like, oh, this elevator, welcome to Marquee Nightclub. This elevator runs on hyphy. The more hyphy you get, the more crazy you get, the better the elevator works. It's the whole little scheme that he says, right? And when I'm getting there, I'm like, oh, by the way, I'm at table 55. Could you direct me? And he's like, oh, I can't, but this guy will. And you get a VIP, you have VIP concierge directly to table 55. I don't know where the fuck it is, but he's going to show me. And when I get there, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to say, hey, what's up, buddy? To the guy who's at table 55. And then I'm just going to sit the fuck down. And I'm going to act like this whole time it was fine. The bouncer's going to leave, and I get this perfect escort straight to the nightclub. I do this sometimes, even if I don't want to sit at the table, because I don't want to do the whole elbow fucking that Jeff was talking about, right? I'll be like, oh, I'm at table 65. Or sometimes, if I see a really attractive girl, my big thing right now is Instagram models. So the past year, I've been hooking up with Instagram models, right? And what do? Well, they're always at dance floor tables at Hakkasan, XS, Marquee. They're just there. How do you pick up an Instagram model if you've never met her before? You can't. You have to use even basic level social circle game. So what do? You go to where she's at, you ask a bouncer, hey, what table is that? My friend's there, I can't remember what it is. Oh, that's table 71. Oh, I thought it was 64, my bad. I hate to ask you this. I know it's kind of completely out of place. It's not out of place. It's literally his job. Like literally, there's no other thing that is his job other than this. I know it's completely out of place. Could you just walk me? I'm so rude to me. I'm so sorry to ask you this. Could you just halfway through that he'll go, yeah, it's no problem. I'll do it. He's like looking at you like, it's no problem, little chubby white man. I'll do it. And he's like a Division II ex football player. I'll take you there, sir. So then he'll go, oh, thanks. By golly. He takes me to the table. Oh, is this your table, sir? Well, it's my buddy's. It's not mine, but I'm trying to go with this girl. But hey, don't worry about it. You want a drink ticket? We out a bottle. It's okay. I got a couple anyway. Gives you the drink tickets. You sit down. The key to this, by the way, if you want to shortcut it, never stand at one table. Right? Anybody know what blag means? I always look at you for the blag term because I like this fucking guy. Anybody else know what blag means? It's the gregarious, and blag is the perfect term for pickup. What does blag mean?
It's mainly just like the American version. You hustle your way into something.
Hustle, bluff, whatever. Blag is like an English term for you just talk your way in and just keep talking. It means you have a good mouthpiece, right? I hate the guys who are in pickup and talk about how game isn't sales. Game isn't having a good mouthpiece. Of course it is. Game is whatever the fuck you need to do to get whatever you're trying to get, right? So when I sit at that table, my goal is this, to never let anyone know which table I'm actually at. I'm just hopping around. I'm going all over the place. I'm pouring drinks. Sometimes I'll have a full glass of something. I'll take one. It's called value arbitrage. The more value arbitrage you have, the more these attractive girls are just going to see you at that spot. Imagine doing this every night for several years. Your game can become very, very lazy. It can be very easy, right? If I go to Marquee right now and I go to the dance floor table left or right, I'm going to accidentally get scooped up and just brought there because I've done this little deal so many times. So what ends up happening is this: if you're nervous about it, just don't stay at one table. Get brought to a table by using the table number trick, and then just stand between a couple of the tables, straddle it, right? It's called table straddling.